Las Vegas.
Las Vegas?
Las Vegas.
Las Vegas.
Viva! Viva Las Vegas!
Hello and welcome to this video. I'm here to talk about my experience playing the WSOP in Vegas this year. I spend 6 to 8 weeks in Vegas every single year playing upwards of 100 poker tournaments, trying my best to win a bracelet, to win a big tournament, to win a 6-figure score, a 7-figure score. I'm out there, I'm playing loads of poker and I've documented it. I wanted to show more of the raw, stripped back psychology of it, how I felt day to day, because I could go through the grind and say, okay, I played this tournament and here's how I busted and here's the hand, but I wanted to show more of the experience from my point of view, so it's gonna have some highs. Yesterday was the best day of my poker career, and it's gonna have some lows. Mystery bounties are the worst format to have ever been created, and I fucking hate them, because that is the nature of poker. Especially poker tournaments, where some of these tournaments have thousands of players. The chances of cashing is somewhere between 10 and 20%, and the chances of making a final table or winning is very, very small. Even though I play loads of tournaments, the chances of doing well is very, very unlikely. Most of poker is just getting yourself back up and trying again and saying, you know what, this is the one this time. It's almost like the definition of insanity. You've got to delude yourself into the fact that this might be the one. And spoiler alert, this was my best ever Vegas trip. It's not easy and it's not for everyone. So come with me on this journey. I'll show all of my profit and loss along the way, how many tournaments I played, how many I cashed, what I cashed for. Without further ado, this is my 2024 WSOP Vegas grind. It's Tuesday, the 28th of May. We set off on our way to Las Vegas, Nevada. After around 10 hours of flying, losing my whole bankroll on the free casino game you can play on the plane, I was ready. We checked into our 2-bedroom apartment downtown. Shout out to the deep bass left on by the Airbnb host and Gloria's enthusiasm about having water.
Wow.
This place includes a gym, it includes a pool, includes a jacuzzi, and it works out around $65 to $70 per night by sharing with someone else. The bathroom has multiple rooms. We have our own room, we have our own bathroom, and we have our own balcony. The only downside being that Fremont was sometimes very loud at night. The taxis each way were about $14 each, but all in all, it was a great place to stay and a good escape after a long day of poker on the strip.
Have an A1 day.
Welcome to my first Vegas vlog, diary, thing, entry. I don't know what this is going to become. It's literally day one. I'm about to go play the first tournament. It's a $500 30-minute clock WSOP event. If I bust that, I'm gonna go to the Wynn and play the 1100. It starts now, it starts today. The thing I like about this position is there's infinite potential. I could win a bracelet in the first event. I could win 2 bracelets in a row. I could win 5 bracelets. I could fucking win 10 bracelets, 100 bracelets. Well, not 100. You know, I've played over 300 tournaments in the city and I think I made 1 final table. I've had some pretty deep runs in big events, but it's never been that quite top 3 or whatever is actually most important. So I think I'm due. I could sit here and say, I've done all the variance calculators, I know. It's close to 50-50 where I even have a profitable trip, even if I play my huge volume of like 100 tournaments. You know what? I've put in the time, I've put in the grind. I've showed up year in, year out, again and again, knowing all this stuff and been realistic, and I've had overall pretty disappointing trips, although it's what happens most of the time and it's to be expected, but I'm done with that, you know. I'm gonna win this time. I'm gonna win a bracelet. I'm gonna win a Wynn tournament too, and a Venetian tournament, and then another bracelet, and then I'll just win the main as well, because why not? I'm gonna focus on the fun when I'm here. I like enjoy myself at the table, study hands and whatnot, do the usual, do the grind, go to the gym, trying to eat well, everything obviously I can do in my power, but ultimately, I feel like it's my time. I feel like it's my time. I didn't play as much for the last 5 or 6 months because I was just hard on studying literally every single day in some way. This is the one. This is the fucking one. This is the 7-figure, 8-figure, 10, 11-figure trip, 100 Bitcoins. I'm about to go play my first tournament. Day one was pretty uneventful. I played the $500 World Series and the $1,100 at the Wynn, and I didn't cash in either of them. But the fields were big, the players were bad. It was a really good sign that this was going to be a good trip.
So, day 2, you ready?
That was a pretty ridiculous day. Woke up at 7 a.m, got to the Mystery Bounty at 10 a.m. on time, busted in a flip, re-entered, got into the money, played 22 levels. So I've grinded my ass off all day. I'm still a little bit jet lagged, but I finally get my spot to win a huge pot in the last hour of the day. If I win this pot, I've got a nice stack for day 2. I can compound that into potentially some bounties. I just need the hold.
I have jacks.
See him behind.
Ace
Way,
10.
way behind.
Hold. Oh, double gutter.
Man, I'm coming in the big. That sucks.
No.
That's unbelievable.
Boom.
Oh, you hit the set.
I busted in level 20 or 21, so already in the money. Pretty bad beat, but I just about had time to go to the win. Max lit rage with 20 bigs in the turbo. Went down to about 19k from the 30k start stack, and then went on maybe the sickest heater I've ever been on in my entire life. So I win a flip, 5s against ace 10. Then I open ace king, flop 2 pair, do a bet jam, get called. Then very next hand, I defend 6-7 off, check call with a gut shot, turn a straight against the set and get it in and hold. So I've literally gone double, double, double. Then very next hand, it goes jam 15 bigs, call 15 bigs. I have aces, jam out of position because I wasn't sure what else to do, to be honest. For like 70 bigs, the guy calls with ace king suited and I just double knockout. I'm up to 400k when the average is 80k. Jam ace 6 off in the small blind, 15 bigs, he calls ace 4 and wins. So I took a little hit. Open with 8s a few hands later, it goes call, call. It comes 8-7-2. Flop top set with a flush draw. Check, the guy in position just jams 3 times pot. I literally almost laughed at the table because I've just been on the sickest seat ever, then I have flop top set and the guy's jamming 3 times pot. I call, he has 6-4 spades that he called in like the low jack or something. Straight flush draw and he gets there. So I lose that one. Flat raise with jacks and then I'm having to fold pre. And then I raise call a 3-bet with 10s, flop a set, check, check, queen 10, 7, flush draw, turn jack, flush gets there, worst card win. He just has ace king so often when they 3-bet check. Check, he bets, I call, river's an 8, check, he jams, I just have to fold. Defend 4-5 suited, it comes 6-4 free, and the guy has 7s. And it just went from, I am the king, I'm gonna have all the chips on the bubble, I'm gonna punish the bubble, I'm gonna bag the chip lead, it's going great. I've got nearly 6 times average at one point, and then just down and down and down. I had to sneak into the money with 6 big, cashed 2 tournaments in one day, so that's a win. It's like 2 a.m. now, I've been away for too long. I started playing day 2 already in the money at the win, and some guy decided to open king 4 suited and then have to call off my all in. I had ace king and he bloody got there, didn't he? Little shit. So I cashed for just over $2,400 there. After that, I went to play my next bullet in the Mystery Bounty, which did not go well. I went to play the 1100 turbo at the win. I played some online. WSOP.com might be the greatest website in the world. Don't tell anyone, it's the world's best kept secret. These guys are a bunch of punters and I want to move to America just to play on this website. And the turbo went badly. I need to sleep.
May the fourth be with you, right?
Today was a flipping roller coaster. I don't even know where to start. I don't even know what day it is. Day 4 of going to different tournaments, playing poker all day. First I went to go play the 1k Mystery Bounty at the World Series, and at one point a guy wins a big pot. Next hand I open with queen 10 and he calls the big blind, and the flop comes ace 4-2 with 3 spades. I have a spade and he goes, yo man, you're my dealer man, to the dealer, after he's just called a bet and saw a flop. So I check back thinking, is he being honest? I don't understand. Turns a brick, he bets, I call with a flush draw. The river is a brick, he checks, I check back. He has 3-5 of hearts, he flopped a straight. And just straight up was like, yo man, you're my dealer. Because he hit the flop. This guy literally thinks he's playing a house game and that by flopping a straight, he'd already won the hand. He had no regard whatsoever for what he said out loud and what I might think or interpret it as. The Mystery Bounty went no good again, so I went to play the Wynn Turbo again. I came 14th for just over $3,000. You know, it's been a good start. It's been a better start than other trips where I've cashed quite a lot. Feeling optimistic. I think that's what you need. Good spirit. The right combination of optimism and tenacity to just not feel the pain or feel it immediately and then let it go. Last try at the Mystery Bounty tomorrow. I came to the big ball for guidance. I used my one time. Please give me the luck to bag this event and win some bounty sweats tomorrow. Would be really nice to bag and just win at least one bounty. Just have that one sweat, that it could be $1 million. I did not make day 2 of the Mystery Bounty. I did, however, cash for 1.3 buy-ins, which honestly almost felt worse than not cashing at all because I was in for infinite bullets in this tournament and I got just over 1 buy-in back. I'll have no sweats for bounties, but you know, so it goes.
Eight.
This is day 8. It's been a week now. 2 days ago was probably the roughest day. I did the 6 max 1500 twice. Great tournament, would have been really nice to run deeper, a lot of fun. Made it to 1600 at the Venetian with a level and a half left, so I played and busted. So I re-entered, I busted, I re-entered, I busted. So I did 3 bullets in like an hour and a half. What else was next? The Wynn 1100 Turbo, busted that too. Yesterday I had like highs and lows. Started at 10 AM in the 1K bounty and it was going really, really good. Got into the money with 8 bounties and over double average, and then just lose a flip and get it in good and lose. But still my biggest cash of the trip so far. Then I fired up 3 max late regs online and max late regs to 1600 at the Wynn. And in 3 of the 4 tournaments I registered, I got it in really good and lost. 2 70-30s, lost aces versus jacks all in pre for absolutely infinite in one of the online events, which was also a bounty. That was pretty painful. 1100 turbo at the Wynn, last tournament of the day. I spun up a stack, I got lucky and won all in, but then held ace king versus ace queen, got from 25k up to over 100k. And then opened the cutoff with aces, small blind jams, 33 bigs. I call with aces, obviously, has 5s and wins. And that would have been over double average stack in that tournament too. So it's been pretty nice that even the tournaments I've been losing, I've been getting it in good, or I've been having like semi-deep to deep runs. I've been close to the bubble quite a lot of times. Even though I'm down, it's just been nice and reassuring that I'm cashing so much. I don't think I've punted it all. I just gotta remember I'm out here doing what I love. I get to play a game for a living despite the fact that it's a game for masochists and it can cause a lot of pain. I'm just lucky to be in this situation. I'm spending 7 weeks in Vegas, even though Vegas isn't my favorite place. Being able to just play poker every day is one of my favorite things to do. And it's nice just to have a purpose. I know what I'm doing every day and I'm doing it. I'm putting in a really high volume. I've played an absurd amount of tournaments already, but I'm here to fire. I'm here to put the volume in. You need to put in a big volume to overcome the variance of these things. Even if I put in max volume, I might not make a final table. One thing to point out about the poker world, there's a lot of illusion around the money being spent and won and earned by everyone, because these tournaments that I play are between $500 and $10,000 to enter, and it would not be financially smart for me to risk even more than $2,000 in one event, because if I did and I went on a downswing, I would run out of money very quickly. This is just worked into the equation with being a poker player. When I play tournaments that are above $1,100, I sell action, and every tournament I play, I swap action with other regulars. That means, for example, I have 10% of them, they have 10% of me, and if one of us does really well, then we get a nice rebate, and because we're both good winning players in the field, there's a good chance that's going to happen, or at least it's more likely than if you're just on your own. I take all of these precautions to allow me to play bigger tournaments, which is what I want to do. I want to compete in the highest tournaments and to be able to keep playing poker and be smart with my bankroll. I went to Vegas with a $60,000 bankroll and I played over $200,000 worth of buy-ins, and obviously that just doesn't add up if you're going to keep 100% of yourself in every spot. So you have to be smart with your money. I will try and point out here and there when I've had less action and when I've had nice swap rebates or about to pay other people out in swaps. I think it's just important to know that just because someone wins a lot or plays a big tournament doesn't mean that they lost that amount. It doesn't mean that they won that amount. So I'm going to be completely transparent with all of those figures. So after 7 days in Vegas, I had already played 30 tournaments, 9 of them being online. All of the online tournaments I'm including are at least $333 buy-ins and above. I'm not including the smaller ones. My buy-ins totaled $30,910. I cashed for $16,861, which meant I was down $14,049 if I had just played and kept all of my action and everything. However, from selling and swapping, I was only down $5,830. It's not the best start, but there was over 5 weeks to go. There's time to turn it around. Today I'm going to play the 5K. It's day 2 reg, so I only get 20 blinds, and then I'll play the 800, and then I'll play the 1600 at the Wynn, and then if there's anything left, I'll play that too. Today I played the 5K 8 max, bought in with 20 bigs for day 2. That meant I sold quite a lot of action to make it justifiable. You know, I really like playing these tournaments because you get better regs, you get to think more deeply about the game. And unfortunately, flat arrays with aces, flop top set, flush gets there. I have the nut flush draw on the turn, but unfortunately, my opponent, Jeremy Osmus, had a king flush and I could not get away because the stack to pot ratio was just so low. So I busted the 5K without cashing. But that did mean I had time to play the $800 WSOP deep stack, which I did not cash.
Cameron, this is my 9th sick day.
Yesterday, I played the 1100 at the Aria. Got there pretty early, had to wait in a massive queue because it was 500 player guarantee and everyone turned up for it. A one-day 1100 Mystery Bounty 500k is obviously a great tournament. And even better, it's 30-minute levels for the first 8 and then it changes to 40, so it's actually a really good structure. Max late reg was like 20 blinds too. It was one of the best one-day tournaments I've ever seen. Obviously going to go on super late though, especially when it got 900 players. Within a level or so, I got it in with aces pre, 70 blinds against 10s. And he hit the 10 on the river. And it was the first time this series so far where I was actually like, come on man. It actually hurt.
I'm having chest pain.
I was pretty pissed off in the moment. Normally I'm like, next one. But there I was like, fuck. And I really felt it. But it was more tilting because I had to go wait in the alternate queue again, or wait to reg, then the alternates, etc. There's a lot of just waiting around on top of the fact it was a bad beat for a big pop in what's going to be a bounty, where it's really good to have a big stack. So that wasn't the best feeling. I went outside, chilled out for a bit, bumped into some friends, got my energy back, re-entered. But then I just ran mostly good. I mean, I got it in good and lost sometimes too, but I just ran mostly good to get in the money with 15 bigs. Jam in the small blind with 3 deuce off for like 12 bigs when the bounty's worth infinite when you get in the money. And he tanks and tanks and tanks and eventually calls with pocket 7s. And I was kind of tilted, he tank called with 7s. Like, come on man, got the nuts when I jam the small blind. But I could, well, clearly I'm jamming any 2 cards. Even if he doesn't know that 7s, it's just a print call. So I was a bit tilted, he took a while to call, but then not tilted because I fucking got there.
That's sick.
And then it goes open, I flat with 5s, covering a guy with like 35 bigs. Guy in the big blind jams with like a short stack, he tank rejam. Pocket 5s, I make sure I cover both and I call off. The guy that's open is going to open wide and then rejam his whole range for the bounty. I was right, he has queen jack off.
No queen, no jack. I'm in a great spot.
The queen 5.
Huge side pot with the queen jack. Oh, a 4 could be a double bink. Oh, 5! The 5 could be a double bink. Oh my goodness.
Now I had 3 bounties to pull, all with good shots at winning $50,000.
$2,000 is very solid.
We're going upside down.
We have a comma, 1,000.
Manifest it. Manifest it.
It's at least a comma. Coming 1, 2, or 5. Another 2,000. Solid $5,000.
Felt really zoned in, felt like I was playing every hand really present, really well. Taking a lot of 3-bet bluff spots, taking a lot of turn barrel spots, just really high aggression frequencies in really good spots, and it seemed to work. And it helps when you also beat aces all in pre with ace queen offsuit.
I feel like I'm gonna win. I really do. I'm running so hard.
Let's go.
Wow.
I may have lost that big flip, but I still had another shot at pulling a $50,000 bounty.
Let's get this bread. You don't like that? Can I change it? You know.
Now it's my pocket 9s against 7s all in pre for another bounty.
What time is it? Time to pull 50k. Give me an early 0. Is that an early 0?
I would consider that an early one. It's probably a 5K. We have a comma. It's going to be a decent.
Not much bounty luck so far, but now my ace jack suited is all in pre against king jack suited, very close to the final table for another bounty. I also busted the 10th place finisher in this spot, which meant I now had 2 bounties to pull, and there's only 10 bounties in the drum because they leave a 25k bounty for the final table. I have 20% chance of pulling 50k here. There's also like 5ks and 10ks and some other decent ones, but it's all about that 50k bounty. With 2 shots and the fact that my bounty pulls had all been below these so far, Gloria told me, listen, you're not really good at pulling these, let me do it for you. So I said, okay, we can pull a bounty each, you can show me how it's done.
You want to go first? We'll do one each.
All the big guns.
Same time? Did you want this one? I'll offer you the swap. If you pull 50k, I'm never gonna not let you get the bounty
Here
again.
we go.
Wanna do it at the same time?
2 bounties being pulled here.
Tease it. Tease it.
Yours is bigger than mine. This is just 500.
500 and
How have we done that? How have we done that?
1,500.
Tragic.
Oh, boo-hoo. Let me play a sad song for you on the world's smallest violin.
I won 7 bounties. The average bounty at the start of the day was worth 3k. It became worth 12k by the final table. I just got sweat after sweat after sweat. It was just one of the most fun I've had playing a tournament. Just bounty after bounty, always a sweat for 50k or 25k or something big. My bounty pulls, unfortunately, were fucking disastrous and all of them below EV, because mystery bounties are just a joke, right? Final table's the first point where I think things started to go a little bit badly. I had a lot of playable hands when I was 30 plus bigs deep, like pocket 8s, king 10 suited, ace 10 suited, pocket 6s when I covered people, and I had to play a few hands. It's really hard to play final tables with big bounties in play, because it's like ICM is play tight for pay jumps when you're covered, but bounties are get in the mix. Contradicting ideas, you have to kind of toil with that. I mean, I enjoyed having to think about it though. It was a nice problem, and obviously everyone's in the same boat of knowing no idea what to do in these situations. I think I navigated it pretty well. I just didn't make a good hand really. I went from just over average to a little bit below average by the time I got 700. 50k bounty still in play. Got off jams for like 6 blinds. Small blind, my friend Dan takes his time. He makes it pretty clear that he has a hard decision. I mean, no fault to him. He is in a really tough spot. 6 a.m. when playing for 12 hours, it's really hard to keep composed of like, I'm maybe Hollyooding with aces here, but he clearly was having a hard spot versus 6 bigs. I've got 20 bigs. He decides to take the rejam. So I know I've got to call off pretty wide here. It's still big pay jumps and it's big final tables. So I have a lot of really tough decisions there. I look down at king queen off, which is a snap call.
Yeah, so big.
He's got kings.
He's got 6 bigs.
Jesus.
6
I just need
bigs.
to avoid a jack 5.
Wow. Oh dear. Oh no, my kings are gone. Not like this. Not like this. Nice hand, Ben.
So that's how I bust in 7th, and annoyingly, the short stack doubles too. I don't even get the pay jump, I don't get a sweat for the 50k or the 25k bounty. And it's 2 in 7 chance if you bust someone there of getting at least 25k, it's just sick. But Dan went on to pull the 50k and he chopped it for like 125k. I cashed for about 23k in the end, which puts me in the green. It's really nice to be in the green. I was down and now I'm up in Vegas. A little weight is lifted. I think I'm playing really well, feeling really good. Everything's just great. It's just, I'm just enjoying the moment of being in profit, because obviously I could just brick loads more tournaments again. Back on the grind. I'm not gonna have a full day off. There's too many good tournaments. Hopefully things keep going this well. I went to play the $1,500 shootout. That's when you have a 10-handed table and its winner advances into the money. No one else gets anything. I got up to 83,000 of the 250k needed, but then inevitably the deck said, you're gonna not win anymore. And I lost a few flips and I was out.
For the next 2 days.
Day 11, I went to play the 1600 Venetian 750k 2-day tournament. And very nicely, 1 bullet, I bagged in the money, and a nice big stack, 415,000. So this is a decent sweat. I'm already in the money. The field's not too big. The winner's getting, I think, around $140,000. This is a real nice sweat for day 2. 72 out of 577 remain. The winner gets $138,000. And the big flip did not go my way. The titan that is queens versus ace king for just absolutely infinite. And I could not spin up my 10 bigs, so I bust 46th place here. And I cashed for $4,256.
All right, it's 2 a.m. The video quality is not great because it's dark and iPhones don't do well in the dark. I just wanted to record something with slightly different tone because trip's been going well. I actually swapped with 2 people yesterday and they both won the tournaments. My friend Florin won the Venetian, my friend Jamie won the Wynn Turbo. Other swaps have gone well for me too. I've generally been cashing a lot and in profit and doing well. But today was still kind of frustrating for some reason. I went to go play the Wynn, play the 1600 and max 8 regged. It was going well. And then I have this hand where the cutoff opens, not seeing him do anything too crazy yet, not seeing that many hands. I defend Jack 9 offsuit. It's like 22 bigs effective, I cover him. Comes 10-8-5 rainbow with 2 of my flush. I check, he bets 2.5k into 11, and I know this is a board you're supposed to bet bigger or check, so I thought my Jack 9 is going to function better as a raise. In hindsight, I can just take the price. Jack 9's got a little bit of showdown and like plays well. I'm going to realize my equity. So I do, in hindsight, wish that I would have called, although I think raise is pretty reasonable. So I raised 8k. And then out of his like 40k stack, he decides to free bet to 17k. Not really a thing in position. You want to play jam or call. It just doesn't really make sense. But I was obviously kind of confused. I thought, like, he's trying to say he's got a set or aces. Like even ace 10, does he really want to give me a good price to realize? So I don't really know what he's up to or what he's got, so I just call. I just take the price and think, let's make more decisions. Maybe I can just check my price on the turn and try and range him. Maybe he always has a set, maybe he always has a bluff. I don't know. I just call. The turn's a 9, so now it's 10-8-5 rainbow 9 flush draw. I check and he checks back. Now it's like he's either turned the nuts with like Queen Jack or Jack 7, or he's just given up with a bluff. I'm not really sure. Maybe he turned a pair of 9s, maybe he has like Queen 9. I don't know. And then the river is a 6, so now any 7's a straight. And when I play check raise call for either out of position, Jack 9 is literally the worst hand I can have, because 9-7's a straight, literally everything else is 2 pair or a set or a straight or something. I just don't get to the turn with anything worse than Jack 9 on this river. So I jam as a bluff on the river, thinking maybe he has Queen 9 or King 9 or Ace 9, or if he has the random bluff and he jams the river, I can't call with my 9, so at least I win against all those hands. Or if he has 2 pair, or I don't know, random dumb like Jack 10 or something, maybe he finds a fold because what am I bluffing with, right? I don't know. It was like half pot. Maybe I should just not bluff the river, but I thought worst hand I can have, it can't be bad. He calls and he has King 7 offsuit. He 3-bet the flop with King 7 offsuit. When he turned his hand over, I went, what the fuck is that? what the fuck is that, King 7? I was so bamboozled. If he turns over Queen Jack there, it's a bit weird, but sure. If he turns over like a set, sure. If he turns over even Ace 10 and made the good hero, sure. But King 7, it really tilted me, just because what is he doing, man? What is he doing 3-betting the flop? What's going on? And opening pre, that too. I don't feel tilted very often, but I could feel that energy. I literally said at the table, what the fuck is that? I'm not the type to say something about the way other people play or say something negative, and it's just not really me. But in the moment, it just came out, and I was just like, eh. So I thought I'd share that, because most of the stuff is me being pretty stoic or pretty level-headed or having fun and just everything's all good and nice, but that was annoying. Went on to just bust the tournament and bust the 2 more satellites that day, so pretty annoying day at the office overall, but trip's going well. I'm gonna sleep this day off.
14 days and 16 hours.
I started the day with what I'm about 95% sure is food poisoning, but I did start to feel better, so I thought, what else am I gonna do? Sit at home or sit at a poker table? Now, this is the beginning of one of the worst runs I had during the entire trip. It started by me playing the 3K twice. I had a really nice sweat online in a $400 tournament where the winner was getting $100,000, and I was one of the chip leaders with 32 people left, and then I got Ace King against Jacks all in pre for the absolute lot to bust in 20th place for around 2.6k, so that was a pretty close call. I played the 2500 freeze out and did no good. I played the 1600 at the Wynn and did no good. Now, after 2 weeks in Vegas, I had played 55 tournaments, 15 of them being online. I spent $61,934 in buy-ins, and I cashed for $47,086. I was down $14,848. However, my adjusted profit was that I made $15,586, and you're beginning to see a big gap here between my buy-ins to cashes compared to my adjusted profit. And that's purely because, one, I sold a lot of action to play the 5K, I sold action to play the 3K and the 2.5K, which went badly, so that gets me some rebate. But more importantly, my swaps have been really good. So my swap with Florin got me about $7,000. My swap with Dan, when we were on the final table of the Aria, he went on to chop it and pull the 50k bounty, so he cashed for over 100k, and I had 7.5%. Or I had 5% of Jamie winning the Wynn Turbo, so I got another 2k there. So these swaps really start to add up for me. As much as I would like to be winning myself, it's definitely nice to be in the green purely because my friends are doing well. It's almost like tournament variance where it's an extra layer of luck of, are my swaps gonna do well? And this time they did.
Next time on Dragon Ball Z.
All right, Brandon all the way from across the pond, 1 bounty pull. I still have my 2 top prizes available.
I'm going crazy. Been here for too long.
Is he ready to face Cell all by himself? Find out on the next Dragon Ball Z.